Hi everyone, this is Flory Freshman again. It is May 10th, 2019, and I want to do a little video here for you so that you could see some of the issues with electromagnetic fields that we are having with false reports that these fields are not harmful. So anyway, what happened was in 1951, they were inventing the microwave oven. 1951 to 2 is the report, and they used Cold War weaponry, microwave weaponry, to develop this cooking oven. But it cooks with very high intensity heat, and microwaves, like electricity, artificially it will boil water and oil from the inside out. So they couldn't find a cooking level that would, they didn't know how long it took to cook, let's say, a baked potato in there, or how to cook a steak medium rare, or they had to write a label of how long it took to cook what. So the report stated that first they radiated test animals, dogs, pigs, rabbits, mice, monkeys, and rats, and with radiation to see what it would do. And a lot of the dogs came out, according to the report, with cataracts and some reported testicular degeneration. And then the report said they did not test the animals while they were dying, and then they took the kidneys and other organs out of a dog and put it in this oven to see how long it would take to cook to be medium, since it doesn't show a burn because it cooks from the inside out. It doesn't cook naturally from the outside in, it's like with a fire. They came to some kind of an agreement that it took 1 watt of electricity to cook 1.6 kilograms, or approximately 1 pound, I think, of dead tissue or dead meat to be, I guess, medium, let's say, because I haven't found the report again. And so they put it on the label. So the FDA said this is pretty much the cooking level. So they gave this cooking level to the FCC that used it as a safety level because they didn't understand what was happening, or somebody lied to somebody, or just didn't know, or just wanted a big profit right away. So we have the plastic head they devised. This is my model of the plastic head. I have the photograph of it, or you could find it easily online. The SAR head, specific absorption rate. It's a plastic mannequin head, and it has a hole in the top with some kind of a probe measuring the temperature, a very high-end equipment. And then it has, this is in 1993, I believe, but it was given, the plastic head fraud scam was devised, I think, 1959 to 63. So it said that if a cell phone to the mannequin head is 5/8 of an inch away, which this is exactly to an inch, that it wouldn't, and when it was turned on, how much radiation could it take until the probe, the measuring probe, would raise in temperature. So they gave if it didn't raise more than 1 degree in 6 minutes of the phone being turned on, then anything EMF, electromagnetic fields, any radiation, microwaves, were considered safe. Cell phones, baby monitors, Wi-Fi, smart meters, cell towers, and a lot of people are not being fooled anymore, okay? So this plastic head, so-called the SAM head, the SAM head, I think it's specific anthropomorphic mannequin head. And this is used to see if it's safe for humans. I don't know who thought of this, but anyway, the cell phone used in the test did not have an antenna, and we don't even know if it even had a battery in it. It was in a sterile laboratory environment, and as far as I heard or read, there were no cell towers in that area. So they're still measuring the SAR, the specific absorption rate, which originally the microwave ovens were called radar ranges. And SAR was simulated aperture radar. So it was a radar range. So it still is. And it really does deplete, I used it for years, but it really does deplete the vitamins because it's just so unnatural. So anyway, I have a little sign I made here that I was going to put on a hat, one of my hats. I'll just put it right here for now with Sam. So you have 1 watt per 1.6 kilograms of dead tissue or meat is now switched to the FCC for levels of telecommunications, wireless telecommunications. So, I mean, if you don't insulate a raw wire when you plug it in, you can get electrocuted. So we have insulated wires, whereas in the Civil War with the telegraph invention, they did not have insulation on their wires, and a lot of the soldiers got very ill. I did some cartoons here, but first I'll show you the SAM head. I have a whole bunch of these because it just amazes me, and Dr. Andrew Marino also says it's irrelevant. You can't take a cooking class and make it into a safety level. It's just totally irrelevant. So I have a wanted Phantom Sam, they call it the Phantom Sam, dead or alive, cooking with microwaves, 1950, 1970, wanted for impersonating living brain tissue. So that's one little dead tissue, live tissue, and that is one of the cartoons that I haven't really sent around that much. I don't know if you could see this. But I have another cartoon that's a lot more detailed. I'll show you in a minute. Just wanted to finish up with the SAM head and let you know that this is funny. This is great. I get really ill in Wi-Fi environments. It's really not safe to throw dirty electricity and radiation invisibly into the airwaves and hit people with induced amperage that is unnatural and very harmful, so you're actually being cooked. But when they pulse the microwaves, that's when the real harm is, because they have specific frequencies in the smart meters, let's say, that target different organs. So, and it uses power to run on, so it's not even a meter, it's actually an appliance, and there's no easement or building code for an appliance on your breaker box that I know of. The whole metering system, like I said in other videos, is very outdated and not hassle-free at all, because dirt and debris and moisture can get underneath the analog meter, like on Lake Cherokee. I think it was in 2009, a kid got electrocuted on Lake Cherokee in Tennessee, and they were able to revive his friend. And there was articles on that, and it shows a taped off analog meter at the dock. So really, water and electricity is not a safe combination when it's not used properly. So anyway, this other cartoon, I don't know if you see, it's called Welcome. And I'll do a close-up on that in a minute, and I can also email that to you. This is the symbolic of the utility meters that are electronic. And this particular one, I have a focus meter that has a two-way radio and up to 10 stations, so they can hit you with a couple of damaging organ frequencies at once. Because in June of 2014, I found out that I had a smart meter put on my house that I didn't want it, and I got very ill. For 4.5 years, that thing was on my house, and I just didn't know it. And I was learning about it, and so I knew enough at the time in January of 2010 to not want it, to refuse it, but they hoodwinked me and did a switcheroo, and I wound up with this thing. And I didn't know it was there until June 2014, where I paid extra to get it off, and I had somebody test if there was a chip hidden in there. So there wasn't. But here we have the, let's say in Dachau concentration camp during the Holocaust, when my father was a prisoner. He was rescued there, and he lived to be 91. And I have the 5G, and this is the inside of the gas chamber that they use, the Zyklon B. This is how it looked with the double bar doors. And then I have like a plank over a moat of barbed wire and blood, saying high-tech air warfare, and then I have the Wi-Fi router there, wireless fields, damaging the DNA of the school children, hurting the teachers and all of the employees with a stray voltage running through the air. So we have here, we have the 5G duckbills that are all over Phoenix, all over in the very blue LED, blue prism lights, and it's very blinding. And we have a cartoon of the pearly gates here. I wrote, "May all who enter find peace and vision and dreams." So that's the good one. And then I have a note, I'm looking for somebody's sister from the Holocaust, so I have a note looking for Ruth. I just threw that in. Well, I welcome, if you dare. So we have the chemtrails with the orbs, and I have videos of actual footage that I've been working on my YouTube channel, Flory Freshman. And I have the spinners of the driverless cars, which have drivers in them, and some don't, and some do. Cell towers, and the sensors, and the photo radar, and the imaging video in hospitals where the doctors are now allowed to adjust it if they want to tweak some of the waves to fit whatever they were ordered to do. Hopefully they don't. So we have the FDA here giving the FCC the plastic head. Then I have the IBM that had their own phone number in a phone book in Auschwitz, and General Motors, who built the Opel Nazi war machinery, and the Border Patrol was just an idea somebody threw in for me. So the dreams I added, the vision, because this 5G is deteriorating vision, and the orb paralleling, the unmanned orb paralleling the chemtrails interferes with your dreams. So I'm just gonna stop for now and try to do a little close-up here of some of these cartoons for you. So if you need to, you can just email me or just take a screenshot. So I'll try to make a nice close-up here and see if you can get some good lighting. So the email, if you need this email, this flowfreshman@gmail.com, FLOFRESHMAN, and a little closer up here on the detailing. I'm very proud of this, especially that, all of it. And we have here on the back the Sam cartoon head here, wanted, Phantom Sam, dead or alive. So we see the plastic head with the probe in it for the temperature, and we have specific absorption rate, and we have simulated aperture radar, and there was go with flow. So anyway, I want to thank you so much. Over and out. May 10th, 2019. Thank you.